Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Vania Yudith, so you can call me Vania. I'm from English Translation F, and in this moment I want to tell you, or I want to present you about method in teaching listening. And in this moment I want to tell you about successful listening can also be looked at in the term of the strategies of listener uses when listening. So these activities identify in two kind of strategies in a listening. For the first, cognitive strategies, and the second is metacognitive strategies. Cognitive strategies, mental activities relate to comprehending and storing input in working memory or long-term memory for a later retrieval. And then for the metacognitive strategies, those consist or unconscious mental activities that perform an executive function in the management of cognitive strategies. So in this moment I want to present, or I want to tell you about metacognitive strategies. And then in the metacognitive strategies has a 4 step. For the first, assessing the situation, taking stock of conditions surrounding a language task by assessing one's own knowledge. And then for the second, monitoring, determining the effectiveness of one's own or another performance while engaging in a task. And then for the third, self-evaluating, it's like determining the effectiveness of one own or another's performance after engaging in the activities. And then for the fourth, self-testing, testing oneself to determine the effectiveness of one's own language use or the lag theory. And then I want to tell you about the first metacognitive strategies for self-regulation in learner listening. For the first is planning. This strategy for determining learning objective and deciding the mean by which the objective can be achieved. It has two step or two kind. There is general and specific. General listening in planning is identify learning objective for listening development, determine ways to achieve this objective, and set realistic short-term and long-term goals. And then for the specific, it has preview main idea for listening, rehearse language or pronunciation necessary for the task, and then decide in advance which is expect of the text to concentrate on. And then in monitoring, this strategy for checking on the progress in the course of learning or carrying out a learning task. It has two kind. There is a general and specific. For general, consider progress against a set of predetermined criteria, and then determine how close it is to achieving short-term or long-term goals, and then the checking and see if the same mistake are still being made. And then for the specific, check understanding during listening, check the appropriateness and the accuracy of what is understood and compare it with the new information. And then the third, identify the source of difficulties. And then for evaluating, this is the strategy for determining the success of the outcome of an attempt to learn or a complete of learning task. This is it has two kind, general and specific too. And then the general, assess listening progress against a set predetermined criteria, assess the effectiveness of learning and practice strategies, and then assess the appropriateness of learning goals and objective set. And then for the specific, check the appropriateness, the occurrence, determine of effectiveness of strategies used in the task, and then assess overall comprehension of the text. So this is the step of in a great metacognitive sequence in a listening listen. This is has 5 steps. For the first step is pre-listening activities. Students predict the possible word and phrase that they might hear. They write down their prediction. They may write some words in their first language, and so on. And then for the second step is first listen. As they are listening to the text, students underline or circle those words or phrases that they have predicted correctly. They also write down new information they hear. And then for the third step is pair process based discussion. They identify the part that cause confuse and disagreement, and make note of the part of the text that will require special attention in the second listen. And then the fourth step is second listen. Students listen to the parts that have caused confusion or disagreement areas and make note of any new information they hear. And then for the fifth, whole class process based discussion. The teacher lead a discussion to confirm comprehension before discussing with students the strategy that they reported using. So that's all information of metacognitive method in teaching listening. That's all from me. If there is any mistake, I'm so sorry. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.